Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's be free.
We are Marianne and Chris, and we have been travelling since May 2018. And for the past 6 months, we've been preparing ourselves and our van Trudy, a 15-year-old Fiat Ducato, for our next epic adventure, which will see us drive around the world.
And today we are going to try and answer some of those questions that you've sent us. In fact, by the time you are listening to this video, we will have already hit the road because this is going to go live on Sunday and we should be somewhere in France.
Yes, we're actually cutting the ribbon, as you know, at Iron Bridge, and then we're setting off on Sunday lunchtime with DFDS ferries to go from Dover to Dunkirk. So yeah, we'll probably be somewhere in the middle of France somewhere.
So we thought we'd schedule a video just because it's going to be busy the first few days of our trip, settling into a new routine. And yeah, we wanted to answer your questions. So without further ado, let's get on to it.
Absolutely.
So what's the first question?
Right, actually I put this first because we've had so many people ask this one. We've got Peter Unger, Addy Bishop, Hayley Guest, Patrick Chaplin have all said exactly the same thing. How will you deal with the MOT as it needs to be in the UK to get the MOT? Yeah,
this is a really interesting one. We've done a lot of research on this and actually you can't find the exact answer. So we'll tell you what we're planning to do and what we've done so far. So in at the beginning of December, we road taxed Trudy for a year, even though we're not going to be in the UK, because your vehicle has to show that it's registered and official on the road back in your home country. So we've road taxed it from November, beginning of December for a year.
Yeah.
The MOT expired in January and it was planned that way. So we've redone the MOT and that will last for a year. So that will go on till the end of 2020.
Yeah.
So next November, so November 2020 on the road, we're going to go online and tax Trudy for another year. The MOT will run out in January 2021. And we're going to be on the road till October 2021. So we'll be taxed back home, but we won't be, we won't have a valid MOT.
But for those of you that are worried about this, the MOT is only relevant where your insurance is concerned. So for us,
so Europe basically, for us,
once we're out of Europe and any cards that are actually shown on our green card on our insurance, once you go out of those countries, the MOT is actually not relevant, because obviously everyone's worried that our insurance won't be valid without a valid MOT. But we actually don't need an MOT, because once you leave the country, your MOT and insurance, once you're outside Europe, is no longer relevant.
So to answer your question, we believe, we may in a later episode tell you that that's not the case, but at the moment we've got 2 years of equivalent of road tax while we're traveling, and that will show when we import, that will show that our vehicle is taxed back in our home country, which, from speaking to some people in overlanding groups, they said that is fine.
Yeah, and we might end up arriving in a country, as Chris said, it's not going to work out, and we end up having to put Trudy through their specific equivalent to an MOT safety check. But we'll share that in our videos. But
who knows? We haven't done it yet, but we'll tell you.
That's our plan.
Okay, so the next question is
Ellie
from Karen. How will you retain your UK residency for the NHS? Well, we still own a property in the UK.
Yep.
We still pay UK taxes.
Yep.
We still do national insurance contributions.
We do.
And so it's not a problem. Not being in the UK for that long, it's perfectly fine. We've paid into the tax system for years.
Yeah, and this isn't we're out of the country, you know, regularly for 20 months at a time. This is the challenge, Series 3, to drive ourselves and Trudy around the planet.
But more specifically, the for the NHS, you have to be part of the UK system. We are, like I say, we pay taxes, we own property, we have an address, we have a GP, we're on the electoral roll. So all of that is fine. So no worries there, we're pleased to say.
Absolutely.
Okay, the next one.
Let's have a little look. Now, this is Siragua de Mano.
Hopefully we've pronounced that right.
Of course we haven't. It's terrible. Very kindly, you've put, are we taking a medical aid or how will we deal with medical issues? Well, you can probably see behind us, we have a first aid kit extraordinaire. And I was a community first responder in total for about 6-ish years, 6+ years. So I'm trained up to quite extreme first aider level.
So if I have an accident, it's fine.
Yeah, it's
if Marianne has an accident, I'm going to be Googling it.
He really
if
will.
I have signal.
Or
and I'm not good with blood.
I was going to say, that's if he hasn't passed out. So it's fine. We've got dressings and things like that. But to be honest...
We have medical insurance.
We have medical insurance.
Thank you, A-Plan, for sponsoring us for our medical insurance.
The people that we insured our van with originally, when we told them that we were going to drive around the world and we wanted to have a chat with them about what was the best way of doing it, would it be easier to do it in a van, would it, if we converted a vehicle, would that be something they could help us with? And they said, we don't care, just do it and we're going to help you with that. So thank you, A-Plan. But to be honest, we'll have to deal with it as it happens. Nothing medically could go wrong at all, and then again something might happen, we might break a leg or something, and then we'll just have to manage it until we get to a place.
You have to take it as it comes.
Take it as it comes. As they say, they're one of those expressions, don't let fear kill your dreams.
Exactly. Okay, Dave McLean, are we taking a ukulele? And David, I know that's because we've got everything apart from a spare kitchen sink in the van. Actually, we haven't got everything because you guys keep messaging us saying you need to spare this, you need to spare that. There's no more room in Trudy for any more spares. I do actually have a guitar. I bought a guitar. I was going to try and learn on the road. And we just don't really have space for it. So we're working. Yeah, I'm not going to bring it. But a ukulele would be cool. It would be cool and very small. Somebody actually also said harmonica. But yeah, no. It's time. I'm still learning video editing and practicing and
also about the space and spares. I'm actually a little bit claustrophobic. I can hear somebody out there laughing right now to be in a 6-meter van. And that's one of the reasons we're not taking any more than we need to, because I don't want to feel like absolutely jammed solid with stuff. So we're being quite frugal when it comes to packing.
Okay, next question.
Jared Whiting. Plastic jerry cans. Why aren't you taking metal jerry cans? That actually comes from doing the 4x4 group when we were out with the guys. And they were saying to us that when you do lots of bouncy roads, like banging around Mongolia, those kind of roads, the unpaved roads, the metal ones, even when you've got bits of material and fabric and packing in between, will be clonking around and banging because the fabric slips down or the packing. And they actually said to us that weight and space, it's actually much easier to take smaller plastic ones unless you're going hardcore off the roads and far away from petrol stations, which I think will be all right. We've got
the 2 plastic ones. They may leak. Yeah, you're right, they may leak.
There might be fumes.
We did lots of research and looked at all the reviews, and I think every single jerry can that you buy, somebody's put a comment that it leaks. So yeah, we'll just ram them in, keep them upright, put them in a plastic bag if we have to, and fingers crossed it will all be okay.
And if we end up buying metal jerry cans because we can't take it anymore,
we'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
Okay, so the next question is from Jenny Harding. Have you got a lifesaver jerry can?
Yes,
We
have.
do. Actually,
Yeah.
we do.
I messaged you actually back and said, check out the other video of stuff, but we do. We were very kindly sponsored one. The company, well, in fact, somebody I know, because I'm a living donor, said to me, oh, you should get one. So I actually
We reached
rang
out to them,
We
didn't we?
reached
Yeah.
out to them and I said, look, we're really interested in it. And, you know, if we could get one for free, that would be amazing, because obviously everything, it's going to cost us about 40,000.
But it looks very, very cool.
Yeah.
It solves all of the water problems. We
Yeah.
haven't used it yet, so watch out for future videos. We'll be talking about how it works and,
Yeah.
And how it actually...
I'm excited about that, actually.
Yeah. Okay, the next question.
I'm going to let you pronounce this one. It's
You see?
Chris Sklavounos. Is it Chris Sklavounos? Please leave a comment below if I'm saying it wrong.
Sklavounos.
Please. You've actually sent me lots of messages, which is really nice and really helpful.
So it's quite hard to pronounce some of your
And I'm
names.
really sorry. Where are you heading first? That's actually relevant to the jerry can, the lifesaver as well, because we're actually heading over the channel to France, because on the way we're going to say goodbye to some friends and family on the way, and my sister lives in the centre of near the Loire Valley, so we're actually going to go down that way, and we're going to go and spend a couple of nights with her and say goodbye, because obviously we're away for 20 months.
Yeah.
So we've taken some time over the December month to say goodbye to friends and family, but obviously she's in France, so I said we'll come by, and she may even be in some of our videos. She's very good at cooking, so she's going to feed us.
So to answer your question, we're going to head south quickly because of the weather.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
I'm
going to
actually
be...
I'm gonna prime the lifesaver jerry can actually at her house.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
I thought that might be fun to do.
So we get France, top of Italy,
Yeah.
up into Austria to see a friend, and then Croatia,
Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro, Albania, and then probably into North Macedonia. But it's all a little bit fluid.
And we're going to try, it depends on the weather, I think, is the
Yeah.
question, but we're heading down towards the top of Greece is the first bit. And we'll probably be moving reasonably quickly through France to try and find slightly warmer weather.
And the reason we're doing that is because obviously I spent some of my childhood growing up in France, and we can come back, it's close to home, so we can always go back and do more of that when it's warmer. But right now we just want to crack on, because this is a challenge and a half.
Absolutely.
Really, isn't it?
Okay, so let's have a look. So Mark Liban.
What will you do for internet connection?
Internet connection.
That's very much your one.
We have a Wi-Fi router on the van, and at the moment we have a 3 SIM from the UK, which works for European countries. We're also it's limited, it's 19 gigs worth of data for Europe, which won't be enough for us doing what we do. So when we go over to France, we're going to go to the free shop, F-R-E-E. You can get unlimited SIM cards for Europe, pay by monthly. I think it's about...
We've used them before, actually.
Yeah, 25, 30 euros for a month there. When we go into other countries, we basically will buy a preloaded SIM, a pay-as-you-go SIM, put it into the Wi-Fi system in the van, and then we've got a hotspot and we can carry on doing what we're doing. We'll also, if there's places we have trouble getting SIM cards, we may book into a hostel, we may go to a restaurant, a cafe, a McDonald's, wherever we can find Wi-Fi to do what we need to do. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, but we'll share that with you on the road, the challenges of finding Wi-Fi. Even Mongolia, I've done a little bit of research. You can buy pay-as-you-go SIMs in Mongolia. I'm not sure what the reception is going to be like, but we'll let you know. Okay, the next question.
Joe Stewart, bet you are feeling the trepidation given the distance.
I wake up every morning going, OMG, we're driving. No, we're actually driving around the world.
And what do I reply?
No, we're not. We're driving to Italy, and then maybe we'll decide to go a little bit further. That sums up our two mentalities.
Yeah.
But yes, we are. And I keep saying it's nervous excitement. I feel like I'm about to start a new job. I have butterflies in my stomach, but yet I'm really excited.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah, we're going into the unknown. I've got no doubts that this is going to be a challenge, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. and but it's also going to be exciting, and we're going to create memories and experiences that we are never going to forget.
Yeah, our different personalities, I think, are actually going to help us, because Chris is very much of lists out all the things that could go wrong. And then
I'm a planner.
He's a planner. He lists everything that could go wrong and then works out what the solution is. And I'm one of these people that I don't worry about absolutely anything until it happens, because for me it's a waste of energy.
So you put the two together. We'll get the flat tire, but we'll have a repair kit because I thought about it.
He did. And then I'll do it because it will be fine. So we work really well together. And we respect that, actually. We get on really well. I drive him insane because, in fact, I drive a lot of people insane because I'm like, it'll be fine.
No, but that's good.
Yeah,
you know, just doing this, it's good to be like that. Tony Aldred, why is the spare tyre in the van? Why have you not secured it or mounted it outside? We actually talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
There's a number of reasons. You can buy brackets for the back doors. She's an old van. We weren't sure how strong the hinges on the door were, bouncing for so many miles. I think we were also concerned that it gives
there's a bit of rust there,
it gives a point of somebody could hold on to it, or climb onto the roof of the van, or steal it.
Yeah.
And we gave it a lot of thought, and we just thought it's probably best to keep everything as much as we can in the van, and we've got the space to keep it in the van.
We haven't experienced this, but we've heard from other van lifers and van people and other YouTubers that we've seen that they're in their van and they can hear something outside, and it could just literally be a cat sat on the back of their tow rack or whatever, but they're like, oh, is somebody trying to steal something? I'm not really that kind of person. I don't want that. So we've got everything in the van. We've got absolutely nothing outside the
apart
van.
from solar panels on the roof.
And you know what, if we hear something outside, we know it's not them trying to fiddle and steal it. So it's a very valid question, Tony, so thanks for that. Sue
Gaffin, Marianne's sister. Sue.
Hi Sue. What will you miss on the road, and is there anything you miss about not living in a house?
Do you know, I think the only thing I miss on the road is certain foods.
As you know.
And in fact, the last couple of days we've been cramming in fish and chips one night. I had crispy duck last night.
Yeah, the crispy
Tomorrow
duck.
night I'm going to have a curry.
Yeah, I try and ban curry in the van when we're travelling.
But some of those comfort foods, English breakfast, you know, there's a few things that we've sort of said, let's have one before we go. Because when we're in Central America and you don't have, you know, the odd English breakfast for 5 months, when you come home, it's really nice.
I think for me, not being on the road and not living in a house, the only thing I miss is actually a washing machine.
Yeah.
And it's not that I can't get them because I go to laundrettes, but it's not that.
And you can get little ones for the van and stuff, but it's just the convenience.
Yeah,
isn't
it? For me, it's not that. It's like when you go to a laundrette, you can't put your washing powder and your conditioner, so it doesn't smell your smell.
Yeah, she loves
a thing. I love fresh bedding. I love clean, fresh clothes. I can't do.
Yeah.
That's one thing we agreed when we first decided to do this, embark on this journey. Is I don't want to smell like you expect somebody who's been living in a van for a long time. And plus all the girls at work took the mick out of me saying, oh, you're going to be lady in the van, you're going to smell a cat wee. And
no, we don't.
I don't want that.
Vanners don't. That's a myth.
But I didn't want that. So I'm a bit particular.
I think
you'd miss a bath.
Yeah, bath. I love having a soak in the bath.
Yeah, I did say we could bring a paddling pool maybe.
And I think having a long shower, because when you're in the van with a water tank, it's a wash. It's not a shower. You know, you've got to conserve your water. You just wash really, soap up, turn the water off, you know, and then just rinse. So yeah, you can't have that leisurely, relaxing, nice long hot shower. Yeah,
so that's probably the thing, isn't it?
Okay, so another question from Inca, and every time you ask us a question and we include you in a video, I know you're there laughing at
Chuckling.
our pronunciation.
Yeah, you literally
so
say
I
that.
really do apologise.
Ineka.
You will have
Ineka.
to, yeah, you'll have to message us one day with the pronunciation.
And what's funny is my brother-in-law is actually Dutch, so I should actually say to him, how do I pronounce this next time?
Okay, so will Trudy fit in a container now she has been filled?
Oh, right.
This is interesting. So for those of you, you may have seen the video where we were trying to work out whether it fits in a container, just so to help us planning, you know, with the shipping routes, and does it fit? And it did fit. And then we put on new springs and shocks on the van, and the back of the van went up 9 centimeters. She is loaded now. She's probably, I haven't measured it, she's probably gone down 1 or 2 centimeters.
Yeah.
Will she fit in the container? I have absolutely no idea. It is going to be really, really close if she does.
Yeah, and we're not going to measure. We're literally going to wait till we get there, and then we'll worry about it.
Because by the time we've bounced across Mongolia, the suspension probably will have gone down a bit anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
And we can let the tyres down. We've got a compressor on board. And I know a lot of you sent us that saying in the previous video that you can let the tyres down. So thanks for all the tips. So yeah, watch this space. We will let you know.
Oh, Life Beyond Bricks. John and Tash.
Hey.
In fact, they're coming to our leaving do, so I'm excited to see you guys.
See you in a couple of days.
Is there one place you are particularly looking forward to going or nervous about visiting?
Okay, so is there somewhere we're really happy on going? I'm really looking forward to Mongolia. That nothingness, wild, Alaska as well, wild, looking up at the stars, no light pollution, and just really feeling that isolated, you know, like you're really on feel like you're on another planet. So yeah, I'm looking forward just to experiencing that.
Yeah, and originally I was saying Mongolia and the Genghis Khan Memorial, but now I've been doing research and looking at different things to see in the countries. Georgia and Russia looks phenomenal.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Russia, I've got no doubt it's going to be beautiful. I'm
really excited to go there. That's on my I want to go now list.
Is there anywhere nervous about visiting? I reckon it's the same answer. Because I reckon, are you nervous? I reckon driving across Mongolia where there's no paved roads and you've got to drive across...
Punctures. Lots of punctures,
across rivers, punctures and stuff, and not being quite isolated. It probably makes you, it's that nervous excitement. And I would probably also say that Georgian-Russian border crossing also makes you a little bit nervous because it's a little bit politically unstable down there.
Yeah. For me, I don't think the thing that makes me nervous about any of this trip is the language barrier, because I love talking to people. I know I may come across as really shy, but I really love connecting with people and meeting people. So I've downloaded Google Translate offline on my phone, and I'll upload a language before we go into a country. So I'll do my best and my best kind of charade impressions. So for me, I'm not nervous of doing it other than the language and being able to say what I need to say.
Yeah, it can be frustrating when you can't get your message across, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's when I break into charades.
Lots of this.
Yeah. So that's probably the only thing I'm nervous about, is not being able to communicate properly and getting it right, because I love languages. And
absolutely.
It's like when I pronounce people's names and I get it wrong. I'm really sorry, because I really want to be able to do it, but I'm rubbish. But
okay.
I try.
No. So
this
is a funny name.
This is quite a name.
Say no to wage slavery. Okay, so your question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous are you?
Nervous, no. Excited.
Yeah. No, we're not. I would say.
Are you nervous?
It's nervous excitement.
I just
it's probably pretty up there. I wake up early every morning going, why didn't we just go to Portugal? I just laugh.
Whose idea
but
was
no,
this?
honestly, it's we are. I think it's good to be slightly nervous.
Yeah, I feel like a racehorse at the door of the blocks. Like the starting
exactly.
gate. I just want to get going.
It's the new job. It's the interview. It's that constant feeling. But I've had it for 1 month. I've had it for ages now.
Yeah, I don't feel nervous.
So,
I just want to get going.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily nervous. Yeah, but we
Chomping
really want to get going. So I hope that has answered your questions. We're happy to do more Q&A sessions if you guys want them.
Absolutely.
So yeah, if you've got any questions for future episodes, pop them below, or message us. We answer all your messages. And like I say, we are already on the road. The next video will be on our world trip, and it is going to be one hell of a trip, whatever happens.
Absolutely. And as Chris has probably mentioned before, I don't know if you're just joining us on this epic adventure, but we do a weekly newsletter. We have a Facebook page, Instagram page, and we'll be really sharing as much as we can. So if whatever medium you want to be on, I think
there's links and everything below. So make sure you subscribe to come with us. Click the bell so you don't miss a video. It's going to be an adventure, and we are super excited to be taking you all along with us.
Oh yes, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2020 is going to be a big one.